Hello once again, my name is Maclo. Today on Pillars of Eternity 2, we've arrived at the Ingwethan dig site. Between recordings, I adjusted the AI a little, so she should activate Discipline Barrage whenever it goes down in combat, automatically. Just allows for a little less micromanaging, so as I enjoy these AI behavior settings. Our characters don't have too many abilities yet, so I haven't really messed with anyone else's settings, but I'm sure I'll be going into that later. Alright, another big thing that happened was once we got here we hit level 3, so I'm gonna make use of this right away. Before I was leveling athletics on our main character, but I'm not sure who else I'm going to put mechanics on, and she already had some points there. So I'm going to switch her off of athletics and go into mechanics. And I'll just keep leveling diplomacy. And there's not a great selection of abilities at this level. Once we hit level 4, these open up, and there's a bunch of great ones to pick from. But right now, the only ones that are really on my radar would be Vicious Companion and Arms Bearer. Arms Bearer is going to allow me to use an additional gun, so I can switch between them to avoid the reload recovery time penalty. For at least the first 3 shots. Then I have Adair. I'm gonna level athletics, same as always. And streetwise. Looks good to me. And stride's pretty boring. It's just a 15% stride bonus, which is just movement speed. And then a +5 defense when disengaging. Again, not a lot of great choices at this level for him. Backstab, we're never going to be using that. Defensive roll is absolutely terrible for him. He's our tank. So if he were to ever get crit in combat, he'd become immune to engagement. And then all the enemies would immediately head into our backline, which would not be a good thing. There's also Escape. Which I'd imagine I could use to break from engagement if someone's already heading from my backline and try to intercept them. The problem is he also becomes immune to engagement for 3 seconds, so he wouldn't really be able to stop them, just kind of get a hit on them while they're running past him. So I think the only really thing here I can get that would reasonably help me out would be stride, so kind of a boring level for him, but it is what it is. And lastly we have Choti, not Zoti, like I was pronouncing her name in the last video. So we're gonna level up Choti's alchemy and her religion, since it's already pretty high. And then I'm going to go lesser wounds. It seems like a very basic upgrade for the monk. There are a couple cool spells here. Blessing seems least useful. It gives us the insightful inspiration to all allies in an area of an effect. But our 2 guys who have the fighter multi-class already do that to themselves at the start of the battle, and it's an even higher tier inspiration, so not a great choice for this team comp. Yep. Another nice one I saw, though, was... What was it? Oh yeah, the Strong Inspiration, which gives everyone a +5 to their might. So they'll hit a little harder. But it wasn't so great that I'd avoid getting lesser wounds. So she can just use her monk abilities more often. Yeah, sure. Work up from the basics. Get the more interesting stuff after. Alright, just a quick save there. And
leave it to me.
Check out the area.
Not a problem. Need a hand? Just say I'm on it.
Wonder what all that blue stuff on the statue is. Just the material it's made out of?
Looks like trouble.
Yeah. Can we hit him from here? No, not even close.
Hey, watch out.
You're mine! Should have run.
Oh, that's not good. I need to set up the party formation. She should not be running in first.
Yeah? Not a problem.
I probably shouldn't have done that. She was just about to take a shot.
This fight is
My bones! Done.
Damn it.
What do you need?
She had tons of healing abilities too. That shouldn't have happened.
What do you need?
should have run.
So a couple problems there. One, I wasn't watching Choti's health close enough, and two, I ran her right out in the front. Our priest. I want them all to... Yeah, aggro on Adair first. And then have Choti run in.
Hey.
Yep, that should give her enough distance away.
Uh-huh.
She is injured now, though, so we'll take a little dexterity penalty. And extra damage from burn, which is pretty bad, because I think the next fight we're going into has a lot of worms in it. It's a lot of fire damage, which she is now weak to.
Consider.
I really enjoy the tab feature in these games that highlights everything. Just respects your time. Doesn't force you to pixel hunt by scrolling over everything and see if it's interactable.
I reap what I sow.
Right. Got some provisions. A scrawled note. Varys, take this coin out to the Huana village and see if you can round up anyone willing to do a week's digging for pay. Try the low caste types first, the Raparu. They're more used to hard work and they don't ask for more than their share. Alright, some lockpicks. Those are always handy. Warning, extreme danger inside. By order of Odorisi, the training hall is off limits to exploration. Oh. I see you there, buddy. Weathered journal page. Whatever Odorisi did to that last batch, it's working. We're seeing much higher concentrations of essence in the harvested Adra. I only wish he'd let the rest of us in on his methods. One of our Huana workers got the jolt of his life transporting one of the crates, and that's on top of the one that got blinded last week. All Odorisi has to say is that they were careless. I'm the one paying these islanders' family out of my own pocket. At this rate, I'm going to be the one idiot who comes out of this whole enterprise with less money than I started. And signed S. Alright, did a full roundabout. Check the insides of the buildings later. And we got a cat. Gosha. Alright, Gosha. Okay, perception boost and weapon attacks are less likely to crit. Neat. We're already getting a perception boost, and party moves a little faster in combat. So Gosha's a little more defensive. This one's a little better utility-wise. Oh, while I'm at it. Yeah, you have a crossbow. We'll put that in our third weapon slot. And
Ready when you are.
this didn't have a hotkey before, so I hotkeyed it to Q. So we'll start with our second weapon. Fire. Go to our third. Fire. Go to our first. And then shoot. How do I get rid of this? Okay. Formation button there.
Need a hand? I'm on it.
Alright, big battle here. Quick save. I think we're ready for it.
Yeah? Need a hand?
Hey, watch it.
You'd better run.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to take out the young panthers first, then go for the worms. No, I'm not paying attention though. Yeah.
That's how it's done. Death to our enemy.
Nice. She's watching him better than I am.
Never you mind that, miss. I'll land the
Just
next
say the
one.
word.
Yeah, everyone try to get on him. Focus fire. Got Orson over there. I didn't mean to do that. Why does he keep switching targets? You know what? Just move over here, please. Kind of annoying.
Close.
This fight is mine. Get ready when you are.
Alright. You know what? I don't think these panthers are doing anywhere near the damage these worms are doing. I think I should have just ignored them. Sent a dare to deal with them and then switched to the worm. Oh, jeez. Choti heal. Choti heal.
Death to our enemy.
Happy to oblige.
Alright.
Hang on. I'm coming.
That's a pretty big problem. Bonding Grief is pretty devastating, in fact. -2 might, -2 resolve, and our accuracy is way down too. But luckily it's the end of the fight, so not a big deal here.
Ready when you are. Leave it to me.
Also, I don't think... Yeah, no, animal companions can't take injuries. Like full companions can. So yeah, not a big deal.
Not a problem.
Got some water. Veggies. The generator occasionally vibrates wildly, and you can faintly hear the sound of metal grinding on metal from somewhere inside the machinery.
Should have run.
Oh shit! No, no, get away from that! Get Who's a gunpowder barrel? I saw it the last second. Oh, that was almost really bad.
Alrighty. Ready when can do.
Nearly destroyed. That was so close. I guess we're out of combat, so maybe it wouldn't have killed us, but... If it had knocked someone out and we got an injury, that would have been really annoying. Alright. Now, people who have played Pillars 1 will see a very familiar face here soon.
Consider it done.
Several men and women appear to be locked inside a cage of some kind. They're little more than silhouettes behind the glass, pointing and gesturing excitedly.
You out there, are the beasts gone?
One woman comes up to the door, hands pressed against the glass. Examine the door. You can see no means of opening the door from the outside. It appears the cage is locked from within. Open this door.
We are scholars, not soldiers.
She shakes her head vigorously, pointing past you at the corpses. I took care of the creatures. The woman turns away to have a muffled exchange with the others. Then, she pulls at something by the door, and you hear a rattling clank.
Perfetto! We are saved!
A youngish man with bright eyes and a twitching smile claps his hands in joy as he steps out of the cage. The woman next to him, however, remains sober.
Me and the Watcher? We're always happy to help.
She beams at you, eyes filled with pride.
Governor Clario must have sent you to rescue us, no? But you do not look like one of his guards.
She rises onto the balls of her feet and peers behind you, as if searching for someone else. She looks to be only midway into her 30s, though the serious set of her mouth makes her seem older. I'm looking for a friend, tall, glowing, made of Adra. Maybe you've seen him? Oh. Got some reputation gain. An older woman hawks an impressive glob of phlegm onto the ground and kicks a clump of dirt over it.
I told you the governor does not care about us. This is all about profit. For him, the rest of the Valiant.
Caloste!
She silences the others with a sharp look. She turns back to you with a resigned breath.
You are here, and that is what matters.
What are you all doing?
Hiding, of course.
The corner of his mouth spasm. The cranky old woman next to him sighs and lays a comforting hand on his arm.
We were taking measurements of the luminous Adra when something strange began happening.
Fascinating. The pillar started to dim. The ground shook, and our instruments showed unusual variations.
He licks his lips.
That's when those of us with a grain of sense got into the cage.
She glares at the excitable young man, but he doesn't seem to notice. The cage?
Something we made to protect ourselves from surges in the luminous Adra. Those have not been a problem, but I am grateful today for unnecessary precautions.
What happened to them? Or, what happened then?
The Colossus. Some kind of construct made from luminous Adra. It passed through the arena toward the pillar.
Vanessa closes her eyes.
Moments later, the pillar went dark, and all of our colleagues outside the cage froze. Like they turned to ash.
She goes quiet, her hands clasped in front of her. The young man leans forward, his eyes wide with a perverse kind of excitement.
That is when the panthers and worms showed up. Started going through the tents. It was awful, but Engfirth.
Vanessa shoots him a furious look and he falls silent again. A confused and slightly injured expression crinkles her face.
Some of our people are still missing in the ruins, including Oderisi, our lead researcher. It is possible he managed to hide.
Her furrowed brow, however, suggests otherwise. I'll help him however I can.
Most of the ruins are that way, through the door next to the ramp.
She points to a dark entrance in the eastern wall of the arena.
If you are going below, you should take Engfirth with you.
She turns and motions someone to the front of the group.
Hey, he looks just like...
Adair cuts himself off for reasons not yet apparent. His jaw hangs slack. A sharp-featured elf comes to the fore. As he meets your eyes, he gives you a knowing nod. He's earned a few new scars, but you recognize Aloth Corficer all the same. He taps a finger to his lips, a sly smile working its way across them.
Engfirth knows a great many spells. At first, he even cast fire to chase away the panthers.
Until the flames nearly caught one of the tents.
You're making a really great case for Engfirth.
Outside of this cage, his skills would be a boon. I do not expect the ruins will be any safer. Many of our people remained behind, which has surely attracted more wildlife. It would be prudent to take help, as long as Engfirth is willing to go.
She looks quickly to Aloth. He nods.
I would be happy to assist.
He holds your gaze with wide, expectant eyes. I'm not gonna rat him out. Be funny, but only a little. I don't want to take the reputation penalty for it. What else can you tell me about Engfirth?
I don't think that's really...
He has only been with us a few weeks. He is inexperienced, but he came with a glowing recommendation from an academy in Salona.
That is surely a generous overstatement.
Aloth chuckles uncomfortably and gives you a meaningful look. A glowing recommendation, you say?
Surely we don't have time for...
A pupil of unnatural talent is the phrase I recall. It seems he was loved and regarded by almost all his instructors, though misunderstood, I gathered, by his fellow students.
I cannot imagine why.
The old animancer rolls her eyes.
Really, this helpful stranger surely has more important things to worry about.
The tips of Aloth's ears are bright red. He glares at you. Impressive, especially since he doesn't sound Valian.
That's quite a...
Students come from all over the world to study animancy in the Republics, especially since it is still forbidden in places like Adir.
Adir, okay. Or maybe that's just her accent. I keep pronouncing it Adir. I'll just hear it somewhere else.
He's a specialist. He was only a boy when both his parents died in a fire.
He came to the Deerwood and lived at the manor of a wealthy older aunt. Until she also died.
From the white that ones until she also died. So it's me. Yeah, every good lie has a lot of half-truths in it.
In a fire.
I don't know why he had to go that far, though.
If that's all, then perhaps we should be off.
He raises an eyebrow and stares at you pointedly.
I don't...
He has...
That is surely a... Surely...
It seems...
I cannot...
Really, this helpful stranger, if that's all,
Okay,
then
I'm just
perhaps
wondering
we
why it
should be
wasn't.
He has...
That is, if that's all,
Yeah.
then perhaps
So just
we
going
should
through
be off.
everything, just making sure there's not anything interesting I've missed. I'll gladly accept his help. He gives you a quick smile.
Be careful. I'm Miko.
She gives Aloth's hand a quick squeeze before backing away.
I shall try.
Aloth nods at her before leading you a short distance away.
Thank you for your discretion. I'm certain you have many questions, but I fear they must wait until we're off this island.
Your wealthy old aunt? Really?
It seemed like a convenient story. Besides, you do have the oldest soul of anyone I know.
So, it's been years since I played the first game. The character is a watcher, and I think this game works on a system of reincarnation, the afterlife. And he has memories dating back quite a long ways. At least that's what he uncovered in the first game. From what I remember. I'm really spotty on it. At least tell me what you've been doing here.
That's a rather long story. The short version, for now, is that I'm gathering information on local animancy operations.
He looks you up and down.
But I could ask you the same.
Aethos destroyed my keep, killed most of my people there, and nearly killed me. He'll answer for it.
Oh, there's never a dull moment with you.
He raises an eyebrow.
We can speak more freely once we're away from Port Mage. For now, let us find Odorisi.
We should. Alright, cool. So, we now have Aloth. I am not going to multi-class my wizard. Her class is like wizard and cipher. Like, I would never multi-class him. And give up my 9th level spells. Saying that, I did do it for Choti here. But I'm not as impressed with priests as the other spellcasters.
Ready when you are.
I guess you can't call it a cipher
Not a problem.
spellcaster, but same thing, functionally.
We're lucky the cage worked.
Be careful. The tunnels below may have collapsed.
We should build more of these cages, I think.
How are we to rebuild after all this? I cannot imagine.
What a mess.
So we got Aloth now. At this point in the game, we should probably search throughout all the ruins, looking for survivors. But I'm actually going to head back to town and finish up all the quests there. This is all the companions you can really get off the first island, and I was just going through this to get everyone so I can start working on boosting their reputation right away. The developers actually accounted for people rushing Aloth, and there are quite a few areas where he gets a big reputation boost. Even though it would have been expected that you already went through it. Alright, and it'll be a little bit of a long trek back to Port Mage, but I know a little magic spell I'm going to show you. And here we are. So that spell was called the pause recording button. Then unpause. Cuts out a lot of the tedious sections of the recording. So.
You have to do something. Any of us could be next.
Oh? I cannot imagine who might wish to harm you, Master. Per complanca. Don't tell me you're here to complain, too.
The guardsman covers his face with his hand, groaning.
The virus. Are they recruiting right off of the docks? You would think the Juana were storming the Kraken's Eye as we speak.
What's going on?
A fight, Mestra. One of the Juana women attacked a merchant. He has come out the worse for it.
He jerks a thumb towards the door.
Now every nationale in town wets himself in terror of losing his coin to the Aumaua. We would bring in the thief, but Clario would not have us march into the village and defend Ikawa. Much longer, and I do not think any of us will have a choice in the matter. If you wanted the details of it, speak to Rinko himself. He will delight in telling you the tale.
Darmo makes a sharp, frustrated hand gesture and turns away. Nothing interesting from them. Right then. Hello, Tori.
Mama brings me stuff from her work sometimes. Real old stuff.
Doesn't look like any of this is stealing. So yeah, we're free to just ransack his house. Steal all his food. Villian Comware. Oh, no, that's stealing. The chart appears to outline some kind of mining operation. Numbers in... Ah, damn it. Numbers in the nearby ledger seem to allude to volume, though precisely what isn't clear. Alright. So, a golden swole, if I think that I'm pronouncing that right, is worth 9 CP. Yeah, I'm not reading all this. I'll go through it slowly, if anyone wants to pause the recording and look at it. Another book. That should be good enough.
Hey, yeah.
I'll just do it at that speed in the future. There's also a slow down button in the YouTube settings, so. Alt.
Keeping an eye out.
Oof. Yeah, we're not being clever.
Keeping an eye out.
Oh, no. Now we wait. It was fine with me stealing the gold from the bookshelf, but from that jar in particular, it's just not okay.
Hey.
Oh, whoops.
Who's there?
You look easy to rob.
Yeah? Let's take a look.
Yeah, he's no sight cone. A mace and... Is that alcohol? Ranging from clear to slightly cloudy white, this liquor is distilled from a mixture of two different rices, one a short grain, the other in water from the other long... Oh, sorry. From two different rices, one short grain, the other long, in water from a mountain spring in the land and the island of Osa. The strongest liquor native to the Deadfire, Daibo, is generally served warm and is particularly popular among the artisan caste. Kind of reminds me of sake. That's the only liquor I know made from rice. Featured regularly in Hawana popular culture, especially plays and songs in Daibo o Osa, perennially shoulders the blame in discussions about what's ruining the Hawana youth. Oh, I should
keep an eye out.
Crossbow and another Valiant frock coat. Okay, just some ingredients.
Hey.
Looks like that's all he has.
Sure.
Tori, is that you? Wait, who are you?
The figure in the bed is a young Valian man. The first thing you notice is that he seems to have been severely beaten. One eye is nearly swollen shut, and where his skin is revealed, it is a patchwork of livid bruises. He groans and winces as he props himself up. glaring at you with one good eye.
I know exactly how he feels. And I beat up a lot of folks just the same way.
Choti's eyes gleam with dark amusement. I was calling her Zodi for so long, so it's another bad habit I'll have to break.
Come to laugh? Madiko. This would not have stood in Ozia.
He yanks at the bedsheet, trying to cover himself. In Ozia, there'd be a crowd in here to taunt you. Rinko barks a short laugh, then immediately winces. Choti's eyes gleam with dark amusement.
Maybe you are right. So you are visiting. What do you want?
In the future, I don't think I'll read out the companions' reactions. They're all very generic. There's nothing interesting there. What happened to you?
These Juana. They are an unreasonable people. I was enjoying a night of cards when one of them attacked me, out of nowhere. I had not spoken a word to her, the mad devil. Look what she did to me. My ear.
He turns his head, and you can see that there is a scabbed over notch where a chunk of flesh has been torn away from his left ear.
When the fighting is over, she takes my coin purse and strides away, bold as anything.
Yeah, you should always ditch the jewelry before a fight.
I was deep into my cups. It was not a fair contest to begin with. The governor lets the Juana do as they please, and this is the result. I should be out there, helping to search for our people to rebuild. Instead...
He gestures feebly with an arm, grimacing.
Listen, I am without other means. She took my coin purse, my wages. How am I to pay the governor? How am I to feed my son?
His already bruised purpled face reddens further.
That woman should be in the stocks. The guards do nothing. But you've heard me out at least. Do me the kindness of retrieving that coin purse, and I will give you what I can spare.
I'm always up for a good fight.
They call her Mokeha. I imagine she is back in her village, feeling proud of herself, no doubt. Follow the road as it bends north, then west. You can't miss it. A pile of sticks and straw.
With that, he sags back against the mattress, clearly exhausted. Now I'm gonna go do what I should have done when I first came here, which is see Governor Clario. Oh, I'm surprised there's collision on that. Stealing, but... Oh.
How may I help?
There we go.
Just say the word. I'll go on ahead.
Should be no issue.
Let's see. As promised.
Oh. Rautai padded armor. Some money and a healing potion. Now, this armor is pretty bad for us. It's got the same recovery time penalty as our current armor, but it's weak to piercing damage. And burning, too. I'd imagine burning. Fire seems to be the most common damage type in a lot of games. And piercing damage, which means we're going to be taking... our armor rating is going to be lower for any shot or arrow fired at us. That's going to be purely just something I sell off later.
Leave it to me. Consider.
Yeah, just some of the crap. Oh. A worn dog-eared primer on the Juana language.
Ready when you are.
More rice wine. Tea and roe. Delicious. Oh, can't do that. Rum. It's not so valuable. I'll risk getting into a fight or reputation penalty. Breezy house.
Already on it.
The painting of a wooded glade is signed Luisa Clario. Guess that's his wife. We have a painter. Now again, I can't really steal anything here, but I could take a quick look at it. Yeah, unless it's super important, I'm not gonna read out every note, unless it's plot relevant. Now, how would I do that? When it's in a locked chest, I really want to steal it.
Yeah? I'll have this open.
I'm just gonna do that. Yeah. Even just lockpicking will lose me reputation. It wasn't a big announcement either. I only just barely saw it in the log over here. Oh, did I lose another point? Just for looking into it. Yeah, okay. No reason to keep that save file. Alright. Yeah, I'd have to have a really good stealth skill to do anything here.
Consider it done.
A long and excruciating detailed list of running accounts, from local vendors to visiting supply merchants.
Ah, yes, there you are. As governor and under the auspices of the Valiant Trading Company, please allow me to officially welcome you to Port March.
He spreads his hands in a subdued flourish.
I'd like to say the pleasure's all mine, but I try not to lie. Don't worry, I'm only here on account of her.
She bobs her head in your direction.
Of course. I see you've been as quick to involve yourself as ever.
Clario's tone is polite, but there is a strange edge to his wide smile as he turns from Choti to address you.
I'll ask my guards to find some feed for your animal.
Clario eyes your companion with some concern, then makes a point of ignoring it. You know, I actually really like that when video games actually take notice of your animal companion and almost kind of treat it like a full party member at times. You don't see that very often.
Apologies for that little drama outside. These are confusing times, and people often react poorly to uncertainty. Between the storm, the pirates, and the, well, certain strange events, we are all a little on edge.
He spreads his hands in an apologetic gesture. I'm on an important mission. I need to leave this island as soon as possible.
Is that so? You've clearly come a long way. It's not a short journey from here to the Deerwood. Just what brought you out this way?
I'm tracking down Aethos for the goddess Bareth. The governor regards you silently for a few moments. After an uncomfortably long while, you realize he's waiting for you to laugh. Smile politely. His own smile is rather uncertain. He presses gamely on.
Now, to the matter of your ship. You're stranded, are you? It was a rough landing by all reports. Unfortunately, our own ships are in no condition to sail. We've had dealings with the pirates ourselves. They've taken their share of supply ships. The storm saw to those berthed in the harbor. All that said, I believe I may have a solution provided you're willing to help me in turn.
I get it. Things are falling apart and you need me to save you.
I would not put
No.
it just so, but let's move on. I have the guards on the lookout for pirate vessels looking to take advantage of whatever damage the storm caused. We've cannons enough to see them off, but I need every man ready to use them. There is a site of some considerable value elsewhere on the island. A value to the trading company, you understand. In point of fact, it's the very reason any of us are here.
Beat you to it, Clario. Your secret dig site isn't much of a secret. Or dig site, actually.
What? How did you... You mean you've been out there? But then you must know. We've not heard a single word from our animancers in days. Not even the workers, for that matter. Are they... Did you find them?
I found some of your animancers. They managed to survive in a protective cage.
Gelade. Then there is hope. Perhaps they can help you find the rest of the team. Find Ororisi, our head of research. Please, I must rely on you. If there is any chance of recovering our work, it rests in Ororisi's hands. His research has made all of this possible. Find him. Find his notes, if nothing else, and I will do everything in my power to aid you. You will be sailing again within the day. You have my word.
So this might be a little annoying to people, but I'm a bit of a perfectionist. So you're going to see a little cut here. Alright then, and we're back. So, I'm sure you're curious, and all I did was go back and do that conversation. And I corrected one of my choices so we didn't lose any reputation with Alof. Just looking over everyone. So Choti likes us a little. Eleth and Adair. We don't get any bonuses based on our prior history, unfortunately. Yep. And a little bit with Choti. Alright then. Let me leave. Now, we're getting close to the 50-minute mark, so I'm going to leave this video off. I'd just like to say I hope you enjoyed watching the gameplay again. And the next video will be out soon. Goodbye.